Mr. Westerman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank my colleague and fellow Arkansan Representative Womack for sponsoring this important private property rights legislation, and would also like to thank Chairman Fleming and Bishop for the role they played in moving this legislation to a full committee markup. H.R. 3062, the Approval Act, protects private property from out-of-state corporate interest. Section 1222 of the Energy Policy Act of 2005 grants the Department of Energy, in conjunction with the Western Area Power Administration and the Southwestern Power Administration, eminent domain authority for the construction of transmission lines. DOE is attempting to use this authority for the first time to take private property on behalf of a single, out-of-state private company, Clean Line Energy, for the construction of transmission lines to carry wind power from the Panhandle of Oklahoma through my home state of Arkansas to Tennessee. This power is supposed to go to the Tennessee Valley Authority, which stated very clearly that there is no need for this extra power. This direct current power line would essentially be like a superhighway traversing from west to east across the entire state of Arkansas with no on or off ramps. Only after a public outcry did Clean Line agree to potentially build a single off-take converter station within Arkansas. This converter station is not even guaranteed either. The use of eminent domain for energy infrastructure is traditionally a state issue. In fact, Clean Line originally applied for public utility status with the state of Arkansas, but was denied by the Public Utility Commission, just like they were denied in Missouri last year. Clean Line then went to the federal government seeking the authority to take up private property. While the Secretary of Energy held a meeting with the entire Arkansas House and Senate delegation late last year, DOE released a record of decision in support of the Clean Line project on Good Friday. DOE ignored the will of Arkansans and their elected officials with their Good Friday news dump, the sort of action we've come to expect from the self-proclaimed most open and transparent administration in American history. Mr. Chairman, the actions by DOE were a slap in the face to my constituents as well as the whole state of Arkansas, essentially saying that the profits of a private company in the wind energy business that is only able to exist because of government subsidies are more important than our state's sovereignty or our citizens' private property rights. H.R. 3062 is simple. It ensures state and local input before DOE can grant eminent domain authority to a private corporation. DOE would not be able to grant eminent domain authority to out-of-state businesses without the sign-off of the governor and the head of the State Public Utility Commission. Additionally, the leader of all affected Indian tribes would have to agree to the project before DOE could execute eminent domain. This is common sense legislation that protects private property and ensures big corporations and special interest groups cannot use connections to take people's land for their own profit. Additionally, the Approval Act requires that projects carried out under Section 1222 shall be sited to the maximum extent possible on existing federal right-of-way or federal land. I asked a Clean Line representative why they would try to use eminent domain authority on private land instead of working with a federal land agency on a right-of-way. I was informed that federal land rights-of-way are too slow in the approval process. Mr. Chairman, it is a sad day in this country when it's easier to use the hammer of the federal government to take away private land than it is to work with the federal government on a permit for an infrastructure project. Once again, I would like to thank my colleague, Congressman Womack, and the Natural Resources Committee for marking up this important piece of legislation that reinforces the constitutional rights of property owners. I yield back the balance of my time.